Is this based Chris Evans talking about Marvel movies? I don't know, but we're going to find out together. Chris Evans says Marvel deserves more credit for making some great movies. There would be a lot more good superhero films if they were easy to make. Oh shit. It's true. Chris Evans made a recent appearance at Emerald City Comic Con 2024 via Total Film, and he threw his support behind comic book movies, a genre he'll be forever associated with after playing Captain America in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for nearly 10 years. Comic book movies in general, for whatever reason, don't always get the credit I think they deserve, Evans told the audience. They are these big, giant movies. There are a lot of cooks in the kitchen, but the empirical evidence is in. They are not easy to make. If it were easier, there would be a lot more good movies and a lot less The Marvels and fucking Madam Web, fuck them. I can't believe he said that. I'm not throwing shade. I've been a part of a few that missed. It happens. Making a movie is tough. More cooks in the kitchen doesn't make it easier. I don't want to highlight specific films in the Marvel catalog, but some of them like The Marvels and Quantumania and Thor Love and Thunder and a little bit of Eternals. But some of them are phenomenal. Like independently, objectively great movies, and I think they deserve a little more Reddit. So, yeah, kind of based. Evans highlighted 2014's Captain America: The Winter Soldier as his favorite Marvel movie to make. The film marked his second solo outing as Captain America. It's my personal favorite Marvel movie that I was a part of. It's not just for the movie itself, but for the experience. The first film, I was so nervous. You know what you're stepping into, and as a result, you're playing defense and you're playing not to lose. When Winter Soldier came around, we were playing to win. I like that, man. I like this fucking guy. Get him back in the... and it was the first movie with the Russo brothers. We were taking more risks, and the character felt more fleshed out. It was one of the most satisfying experiences I've had in my Marvel run. Crazy, because I still think this is the best movie they've ever made. I still think Winter Soldier is the best movie they've ever made. It is just top to bottom incredible. Evans exited the Marvel Cinematic Universe after 2019's Endgame. Speaking at C2E2 fan convention in Chicago last year, he said a potential Captain America return doesn't quite feel right at the moment. However, Evans did admit telling more Captain America stories is appealing to him, so never say never. It's tough because look, I love that role deeply. Evans said when asked about returning as Captain America, he means so much to me, and I really do. I think there's more Steve Rogers stories to tell, sure. But at the same time, I'm very, very precious with it. It's like this shiny little thing that I have that I love so much, and I just don't want to mess it up in any way. I was a part of something that was so special for the special period of time, and in a way, it really landed so well. That's true. Evans added, as much as I'm connected to the role, I would love telling those stories or working with those people. It doesn't quite feel right now. Avengers Endgame ended with Steve Rogers giving the Captain America shield to Sam Mackie, or Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson. The Disney Plus series, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, centered on Sam as he reconciled becoming Captain America, and then Marvel decided to not show him again at all for 6 years. Bold strategy. Okay, so yeah, this shit's dope. Super based. I think he's right. And I think you can kind of tell, even just the way he addresses it, it's important to him. It matters to him. And I think they could do some incredible stuff with him still. There's a lot of rumors of like that Nomad project. Maybe Chris would be involved in that. Now, I've talked about this before, but I actually think the potential next time you could see Chris Evans as Captain America will actually be in Doctor Strange 3. So let me take you to crazy speculation theory time, okay? And I like doing this because I like seeing how many of you have paid attention over the years. You know what I mean? So how many of you were around when I was talking about rumors of Steve Rogers as a Hydra version of Captain America popping up in Multiverse of Madness? How many of you remember that? Throw one into the chat if you do. I think Toby and Tom would be on different parts of Battleworld and would run into each other until the end of it. That's potentially true. Yeah. Okay. So this is where this gets crazy, because one of the rumors associated with Chris Evans returning as Hydra Cap was connected to Clea. actually, okay? And I think this either came from Charles Murphy or it might have come from, oh man, I'm blanking on the one dude's name. He had a website and he doesn't use it anymore. But anyway, it came from some people that were reliable at the time. And the reports were back then that Hydra Cap and Clea would be working together as a multiversal group, an organization that was doing stuff within the multiverse. And this was in the context of like the lead up to Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars and Time Runs Out and all that, okay? So I put this together the other day. Yeah, maybe Jeremy Conrad. Maybe it came from him. I put this together the other day. We actually know that Clea is going to be a part of Doctor Strange 3, okay? And the rumor is that Clea is in charge of the Black Priests, okay? Now, the Black Priests are a group in Marvel Comics, which was actually it was controlled by Doctor Strange in the comics. They would go around, use this really weird type of magic. They were destroying uninhabited Earths to try to stop the incursions throughout the multiverse. And it's obviously going to be different in the MCU version, okay? But then once I heard that Clea is going to be in charge of the Black Priest, my mind went back to that original rumor that Hydra Cap was going to be working with Clea in this kind of multiversal organization. And if Doctor Strange 3 is really adapting Time Runs Out, and it'll be a lead into the Battle World movies, into Secret Wars and all that sort of stuff, because I believe Doc Strange is not likely to be in Avengers 5, or at least like in the beginning parts of Avengers 5. Originally, he was not going to be a part of that team at all, but again, they're kind of hybriding that movie now, and they're making it more like Secret Wars Part 1, so maybe Steven could show up. This whole concept and idea made me think, bro, I think Doc Strange 3 is going to be what many of us wanted Multiverse of Madness to be. And when I think about these rumors, I'm like, oh shit, dude, they're actually going to do it. A Hydra Cap, a sort of like eviler like version of Hydra Cap that popped up with Clea as a member of the Black Priest or something like that. That could be fascinating. But other than that, there's also rumors of the Nomad Project, a lot of rumors that he will be in Secret Wars. Kind of interesting that this article pops up when it does, considering some of the other news that's out there about Robert Downey Jr., Hugh Jackman, Toby. It's almost like there's an effort via the press and maybe leakers and scoopers to remind you that there's a lot of dope shit that could still be happening for the MCU. So yeah, I just wanted to read this article, talk about what Chris Evans is saying about Marvel, and also share some of the rumors about why I think he will be returning. And I can't wait!